Good morning, Digging for Diamonds. Natasha Ritchie here, and I'm really excited about this training we've been doing this week. We're going to continue on with that, with focusing on the first 7 days of your new recruits' first week. So if you are watching this video, good for you. Seriously, me watching these videos and just seeing what Kendall and Lauren have to say and learning is getting me excited. So if you're watching this, you're really doing what you need to do to grow your business, and that's huge. If you're watching Bob Heiling's videos, even better. So we're going to talk about the first 7 days. If you watch Kendall's video, it focuses on the very first 48 hours, and this goes into the very first week of your new recruits journey. So the first 48 hours, is getting them on that call, that strategy call, that game planning call, and really finding out the path that your new recruit wants to take. So this goes back into those action related assignments. You want to figure out what their path is and kind of lead them on that journey. That can be someone just wanting to take the products and kind of nudging them in that direction. Maybe you're going to send them a video about the business or a video for them to learn more, or this can be someone who's wanting to go all in and setting those goals to really push them towards what they're wanting. But the first 7 days is huge for you to really help your new ambassador go in the direction that they're wanting, and you being super hands-on and helping them do that. So that strategy call is to really focus on those assignments and to get them going in the direction they want to go. So focusing on the first 7 days, these goals are huge because sometimes it's like, I want to give it a month and see how the business goes. You don't want to focus on 30 days. You want to focus on the first 7. The first 7 days is huge. After those 7 days, you can come back, reevaluate, see where that person is in this journey, see if they're overwhelmed, if they're really excited, if they've got to silver in the first week. Huge. Maybe they want to step it up and push even harder. So at the end of the 7 days, you want to reevaluate, and that's when you come up with a 30-day goal, which we'll talk about later this week. So first 7 days is huge. You as a leader, there's really 2 things that you want to focus on. 1 is accountability, and 2 is encouragement. So accountability, what that will look like. I always tell Kendall's my direct upline, that I owe my business a lot to her. In the beginning, I didn't have the belief that I really needed. I laughed a lot of times whenever she gave me goals or really helped me push myself in creating those goals. And I would laugh and be like, no, you're crazy, like I can't do this, because you have to think those new recruits are so new, and so they can envision some things sometimes like we can, the ones who've been here, and so we see their potential. So that encouragement and accountability is huge. So what I mean by accountability, it's checking in daily. It can be, hey, have you watched a video today? It can be, did you create your list? How is your day going? By you doing this, you can really check in and help those ambassadors. It might be one day they're having a bad day, or they got their first no and you need to talk them off that ledge. It can be that you need to build them back up, or even regroup. Sorry, I have a newborn and he's a little needy, so we're just gonna roll with it. But it can just be you checking in and giving them that push that they need. If they're having a bad day, it's giving them those goals and assignments to do each day, and kind of just keeping them on the right track with their goals. So for instance, like Kendall would check in with me and say, hey, do you have a potential, or who are you talking to? Do you have someone interested? And so by her doing that, it kept me on my toes. Like if I didn't have somebody interested and she was checking in with me, I would keep pushing and sending more messages and reaching out, calling up my best friend and telling her about this new journey that I was going on, and that she had to do it with me. So it's really just keeping them accountable with their goals, especially the first week. Second is encouragement. It goes hand in hand, but like I said, it's encouraging them. It's letting them know you can do this. If I can do it from this little hometown that I live in, you can do it too. And it really does tie in with belief. This business is so new and different for a lot of people whenever they're first starting. I mean, you have to think, this is something that they've probably never done before. Bob Hyling used this example that I really loved, and it talks about like when you go into a new job or a new adventure, you don't want to just throw them out there and just say, I think Kendall talked about it too, like if you're a teacher and you go into a new classroom and there's like, hey, here's your classroom, have at it. They're not going to be as successful as they would be if they had someone helping them. So that is your role as their sponsor, is to keep them going. So whenever you're checking in, you want to focus on those assignments that you created within the first 48 hours. Some examples of what these would look like are to set a number of people to reach out to. So if they created that list of 64 people, if someone's wanting to go full force in this business, have them reach out to all 64 of those people in the first week. This can be something for someone who's not and maybe just want to get their products covered or dabble in it. Have them on a good day message 3 people and not really overwhelm themselves. Or it can be just reach out to 10 people this week. If that is what it takes for you to get your toes and feet in the water and really just get yourself going, the goal is to like agree on the goal with your new recruit. You don't want to push them, you don't want to overwhelm them, but you want to come to a common ground so you know how to help them. This can also be, this can also be simply for them just to take their products. Maybe it's someone who isn't interested in the business, but you've had that call, and it can be getting them to take their products consistently so they get their own testimony. And I know a lot of great ambassadors in this business have come from being a customer or just taking the products and loving them so much that they have to share. Yesterday, Lauren posted a video about creating that Curiosity Live post. It can be getting them to do that their first week. I mean, that is huge if that's something that they will do their first week, and creating that curiosity and getting their audience excited. This can also be setting up, maybe if I'm like talking with my new recruit and they don't really know what to say, or if they're nervous, having them set up a number of 5 3-way chats for the week, and you as their sponsor helping them get some of those new recruits and helping them grow their business. But you don't want to overwhelm them when creating these assignments. It needs to be a common ground for the both of you, but to do something that they're comfortable with, but at the same time pushing them a little bit. So when coming up with these assignments, just kind of come to a common ground, and you keep notes of what they want to do so you know how to lead them in their journey. The goal, I've said it before, is daily communication. Just communicate with them daily, see where they're at, see how you can help them. If they're having a great time, push them a little bit more in just reaching out, watching videos and learning, and kind of just guide them depending on where they are and what path they're wanting to take. Focus on activity your very first week. There's this really crazy concept that I've learned, and I guess I've never really paid attention to, and looking back it makes sense, but there's this concept of an I quit line, and it's imaginary. They might not be saying it to you, but if someone's jumping in the business and wanting to go full force, they have a good 7 to 10 days of really trying before they quit. Now, they might not say to you that they're going to quit, but these 7 to 10 days, these 7 to 10 days is that imaginary line for you to help them get over. It's faster, or it's easier for someone to quit than it is. Hold on, what do I have written down? It's easier to quit than it is to continue to go on whenever you feel like you're not getting anywhere. So in that first week, the goal is to get them over that I quit line. The very, very, very best way to do this is to help them get their first customer, even better, their first recruit. So customers are amazing. We want that PV. We want to get them to get that first new person on board. But if you can get them that first recruit, I mean, I can look back the very beginning of my journey 2.5 years ago. I remember the day I signed my first ambassador, and let me tell you, I was jumping for joy. It's like it flips a switch in your brain. It's kind of like letting you know that I can do this. Like, it's giving you that confidence and letting you know, hey, if I can sign an ambassador, I can sign 10 more. So it kind of just lets you know, like, you're not doing this on your own. So if you do sign that recruit, it's kind of like, for instance, my best friend joined with me, and it lit a fire in me, because I was like, if I can do it, she's going to do it with me. We're going to go on this journey together. And so it lets you know too that you have someone helping you by being on your team. These new recruits though that you're getting, just get them plugged in, get them plugged into the team page, get them on live trainings, get them watching videos, any way that you can to get them plugged in. It's going to help build their belief. It's going to get them excited. And in turn, these are all going to be good things. So keep in mind, you have 7 to 10 days to get those new recruits a customer or an ambassador, or just to get going on their journey. You have that imaginary little line that keeps them from in their mind checking out and just being like, I quit, I can't do this. So hold them accountable, encourage them, check in, and get them over that imaginary line. Because more than anything, they need results. They want to see what they're doing is paying off. They want to know that they're not the only crazy person going on this journey, because that's what they're thinking in their mind, is like, what am I getting myself into? So just encourage them, keep them going. Also, whenever they're sharing, you want to help them on how to share, and just creating that curiosity that Lauren talked about yesterday. Because whenever you get those new recruits on your team and they see that excitement, they see that curiosity, the fear of loss is a huge motivator. They don't want to feel like they're missing out on anything. They're seeing all these Plexus people who really love the products, and they're wanting in on that. So the fear of loss is going to be great for you to get your new recruits to kind of share and help with their recruits as well. And this creates like a positive fear. It's not a negative fear, being scared, which those are all good things too. But this is a positive fear of just missing out. And so whenever you get your new recruit and you're creating that like positive fear, that fear of missing out, guess what this is going to do? This is going to light a fire in you too. So if I sign someone and they're sharing with their family and friends, and they have this fear of missing out, and it's like getting these new people on board, well, guess what that's going to do for me? That's going to get my butt moving. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to want to get those new ambassadors too, and I'm going to want to keep up, because I'm not going to want to pass up this opportunity, and I want to keep up with my new recruit. So it all goes hand in hand. And just think, as they grow, it's going to cause you to work harder, and your team is going to grow more just by doing that. Sorry. I can tell he's going to start crying on me here in a minute. But you as a leader are just responsible for getting better. You want to help your new recruits when they get on board. You want to push them. They're going to learn by what you're doing as well. So if you're getting them started in the right direction, they're in turn going to do that with their new recruits as well. And if you're new to this business, know that being a leader are skills that are acquired over time. This isn't something that we've learned overnight. Like, these are things that we learn about the business, about the products, and we share, and it's a learn as you go process. So keep working hard, keep educating your new recruits, and build that excitement. What you're doing whenever you're learning and you're helping these new recruits is you're going to want to create an urgency. This goes hand in hand with like the first week. You want to create that urgency with getting the new ambassadors, doing their first post, and creating that urgency to really share. We talked about that I quit line that first week before they check out. So you want to be urgent whenever you're leading them, and to work hard and really really, really help them as much as you can. Work like they're going to quit tomorrow. Work like if you sign a person you think they're going to be amazing, regardless if you don't think they're going to be amazing, you never know what that person is going to bring to your team. But create that urgency, like you want to dive in, you want to work, you want to help them, because you want to work like they could quit tomorrow. You want to build their belief, you want to get them going, you want to get those results for them as quick as you possibly can. The goal is to chase the business. Now, what this looks like, if you're an ambassador and you're wanting this business and you're ready to go full force, great. You want to check in with them. You want to be you want to keep them going. You want to keep them motivated. This can be someone that's self-motivated, but this can also look like if you have an ambassador who does not want to work the business, or they just want to take the products, you can still in a nonchalant way chase the business with them as well. So if they're just wanting to take the products and to see how things are gonna go for them, get their own testimony, you can in a way send them a video and be like, while you're taking your products this first month, why don't you check out this video? And it could be a video about the business. What I would ask them, if they're not wanting to work the business, is say, who is the very first person that comes to mind when you think about this business, and who could flip a switch for you? Like, who is someone that would join tomorrow that would get you excited? For me, my best friend. If she would do it with me, I would be head over heels, excited, ready to run with it. And you know what? I did luck out, and I did get her. And I didn't give up on her. It took me a good 6 days to let her know that she was going to do this with me. But ask them, who is that one person that would change it all for you? And what you should do there is say, why don't you send them this video and just see what they think? Because guess what you're doing there is, if you can get your new recruit's ideal person to join the team, you could create a rock star there. You could create someone who's ready to work the business just by getting their ideal person on their team. So let's say Susie Q says that her best friend or her mom or her aunt knows everybody, and if she would join her team, that she would work the business. Having you send that video to them, or connecting with them and maybe trying to get them on board, it's going to go a long way. So don't count out those people who just say they want to take the products, or they want to get their own testimony first. Keep chasing the business. Keep going for it. Find a way to squeeze your little way in there. You don't have to word vomit on them and say, well, why don't you do a first post? Or why don't you at least message 10 people? Don't overwhelm them or scare them off. See what path they want to go on. Help them in any way that you can. And really, like I said, if you can help them convince their ideal person, or the person that they would love to go on this journey with, to get on board, then you're going to create 2 people who are ready to work the business. So think about that. But let's wrap this up. Your first 7 days, focus on those activities, those things that you created goal-wise in the very beginning of the first 48 hours. Sorry. Create those goals, and then focus on the activity, chase the business, and really just keep up with that accountability and encouragement with your new ambassador, and just help them see results. If they see results in the first 7 to 10 days, they're more than likely to stick around. So just because you sign a new person doesn't mean that the hard work stops, because this is a time for you to work even harder and to help them. I owe a lot of my success to Kendall. She believed in me. She pushed me. She helped me answer questions, set up calls, and did so much. So as a sponsor, it's your goal to help your new recruits as much as you possibly can. So I'm really excited. We have 2 more days after this of the training, and they're so awesome. I know it's lit a fire in me. I know I'm really excited and pumped up again. And so I hope that you are too, and good job for listening in, and I will see you all soon on the team page. If you have any questions, just let me know, and good luck, guys.